Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing in Adronis, and Adronis is going to be giving some insight and even some predictions as we look forward to 2017, the year of connection. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. We have been asked by the conduit to share our perspective relating to the energies as they currently exist as it pertains to your next upcoming year. For 2016 has been the year of illumination, as we have termed it, and you are now moving into the second year of the span of change from 2016 to 2024. The second year, 2017, the year of connection. What can you look forward to in this particular year? There will be a much more wider discussion in regards to the validity, integrity, and overall nature of the importance of your governments as it pertains to public opinion, public eye, and shall we say public dedication to change it. There will be much more meetings between the areas of what you would know as your United States of America and Russia to basically, in that sense, attempt to smooth a lot of different forms of talks. There will be more talks and more discussions as it pertains to the United States and to Russia in regards to being able to smooth the water through who the appointed leader in regards to your country of the United States will be at that time. To basically, in that sense, create a smoothing of the relationship. There has been discussions throughout much of your internet as it pertains to the possibility of a nuclear warfare if one of the primary candidates was chosen. We would say that this would not happen. The whole idea right now is that your planet is on such a level of deep intervention that no particular form of warfare on a nuclear level would be permitted. Any particular attempts to do so would lead into its immediate deactivation and would also risk the opportunity of higher states of intervention on an extraterrestrial level to come forward. So, again, it is still up to the collective consciousness, and that one of them does represent this particular timeline to attempt to create a warfare. This would be averted, and this would lead to drastic aspects, drastic actions, drastic intervention that would come through and put an immediate halt to the attempt of any particular type of global war. And again, as we stated, this would also risk the idea of intervention becoming more publicly revealed. And this is basically what has been made clear to your governments, to all of your governments, in regards to the idea of war. If war is attempting to come forward, we will make ourselves known. And that is what we will state regarding that endeavor. Moving forward in regards to 2017, there still will be, shall we say, certain forms of rebellious natures, as the rogue cabal is now starting to venture themselves into incubation between the areas of Argentina, between the areas of South Africa, and between the areas of Antarctica. They are basically attempting to relocate themselves in hidden underground installations that have been evacuated. They will also have a larger possibility that much in regards to their operations will be foiled, and that many of them may be at the mercy, as it were, pertaining to the idea of worldwide tribunals that may be taking place in regards to a massive state of data dumps that will continue to develop, not only through one or two particular sources, but several other sources that do emerge more so within your European and Asian continents. Areas that represent what you would know as your European Space Agency, that may be bringing forward more public disclosure in regards to much of their findings in that way about extraterrestrial life, and in regards to, shall we say, declassifying documents. There will also be, again, other particular opportunities of other whistleblowers from, again, your European and Asian continents that will be coming forward and being able to share much of their information on their own appointed news networks that will represent the idea of what you would know as tyranny that had been taken place through the idea of your United States. And that, again, much more of the magnifying glass of attention of the world will be concentrated upon the United States at a greater state than it is now. The year of connection is going to assemble more of you together than it ever has before. That we do feel that there will, literally, be millions within attendance that will, in that sense, stay for a great period of time upon the areas of your White House, your Washington, D.C. area, in regards to great filings of protests to demand that certain criminals who are being exposed through these particular data dumps are therefore being put forward in regards to the state of trials. We feel again that this will intensify between the areas of your spring to summer of 2017, as the energies exist now. We also feel that there will be another mass sighting taking place upon your planet within approximately the springtime of 2017. Once again, a possible recurrence of the Phoenix Lights. Another particular recurrence of the beings that you would know as the Yael. We will also notice that there are behind-the-scenes discussions of people that serve within your space programs, of people that serve within deeper compartmentalizations of governments, that again will be working diligently behind the scenes to help, again, remove any particular forms of corrupted power from compartmentalized government programs, again existing more so within your deeper programs within, shall we say, shadow government affairs. This, we feel, will be much more of a higher probability, approximately 80 to 85%. We also feel that there will be greater unification coming together of many people from all over the world that will again continue their efforts in developing organizations, new educational systems, new forms of invention that will actually encourage an opening of the door to what you would know as zero-point energy. This will actually be talked about a little bit more. It will be much more in the grassroots on a much more higher level, and in that sense, even having the opportunity of, shall we say, a brief stint as it pertains to mainstream media. Specifically within your country that you would know as India, and again, other particular areas within Europe. Specifically, again, England, Holland, Spain, the Netherlands. These may be other areas in that sense that are attempting to bring it more into their mainstream. The United States seems unlikely, but again, it still is possible, all depending in regards to your mutual efforts that come together through the exposure of this free energy system. That zero-point energy, as many of you know, have been starting to get a buzz recently within your collective consciousness. We feel that it is a very good possibility that this mist of energy, as it pertains to zero-point energy, will start to become more widely spread, talked about within your grassroots media. And again, having opportunities, again, within your European, and again, the country of India, and even possibly your Russian areas, as it pertains to mainstream media coverage. That there will be people who will be able to successfully demonstrate the idea of zero-point energy. We also feel that there will be new strives as it represents the idea of, shall we say, defying levitation, defying gravity, as it may represent, again, uncertain if it may go into the mainstream, but representing in that sense gravimetric systems that represent the encouragement of what you would know as levitation, acoustic levitation, vehicles that may become available in regards to introductory phases, again, more so within your popular grassroots media, we feel. The monetary system, in regards to stock markets, will basically be going through a reboot during this time of 2017. That there does feel that there will be much more increases pertaining to the idea of much of your precious ores, minerals, gold, silver in that sense, we feel will get much more of a higher rise as it pertains to your marketing value upon this time of 2017. We also feel again that there will be much more monetary news coming out of the country of China, basically attempting to divert any particular forms of economic collapses to which they are monitoring personally and utilizing the idea of what you would know as global funds in reserve currencies to basically attempt to stabilize markets. So again, there will be certain fluctuations that will continue in 2017. We do feel again that there will be certain forms of hurricanes, earthquakes taking place, mainly geologically engineered through the idea of particular technology. However, this has the opportunity to be dispersed through more of the knowing of what you would know as your HARP, microwave, and scalar technologies that are in government use, that through their particular point of exposure can prevent these particular forms of increases as it pertains to substantiated, exponential, empowered degrees of manipulation through the utilization of this technology. You will also discover that there will be, again, a lot more extraterrestrial disclosure coming through the means of data dumps, and that there will be a much more open forum as it pertains to public hearings, as it pertains to citizen councils, that will seriously describe this with much more key witnesses, and in that sense, whistleblowers coming forward. You will feel again that there will be a lot more revealed as it pertains to your star system in regards to its effects about what is happening to your sun at this particular time. That the sun will be going through a greater increase of energy that is being poured in via galactic transit. And you will notice that there will indeed be certain forms of phenomena as it pertains to sun, as it represents the idea of its energy, of plasma, being able to understand more of its consciousness aspects rather than simply seeing it as a simple ball of hydrogen. So being able to understand more philosophies, understandings on a soulful level as it pertains to your sun, also representing the energies in regards to its disbursement that is basically maintaining the magnetic fields between your planet, between all other planets, and basically representing an equilibrium in regards to the shifts that are allowing the intensification of you moving further into fourth density at this particular time. One moment. We are receiving a particular permission for many of you that will become available within the month of your June coming up in 2017 for selected sightings, for selected telepathic dialogue to take place between certain respected species that are working in super federation, that are working in intervention fleets, that will have the opportunity to bring forward a telepathic broadcast for a certain amount of you that are in liaison relationships to these beings. This will therefore create a new initiative as it pertains to what is in the works right now as it pertains to a galactic constitution. And that there will be more awareness being brought forward through these groups, working within separate super federations, working within intervention fleets, that will have the opportunity to commune with many of you, most likely during the time of your June month of 2017. And that the nature of this telepathic message is all part of initiating a grand shift within many of you. And this will lead to, possibly, appointed contacts that are currently stationed upon your planet, relating to beings that are, in secrecy, on your world now, that may have the opportunity to reveal themselves. Again, this would be more of a grassroots effort. We are feeling again the time of June, however, depending upon the energies now, this may also move slowly into July as well, based upon what cultivates, culminates, and manifests. But again, this is all part of an intergalactic message that many of you who are channelers, contacts, liaisons of certain beings, specifically beings that exist within your star system now, that occupy many of the moons, that occupy again the inner planets, from what you would know as Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and the appropriate moons upon Earth, upon Mars, upon Jupiter, upon Saturn, that this will be an announcement made to assisting you in being able to develop a relationship with those that are on the planet now, that are extraterrestrial in origin, who may have the opportunity to reveal themselves to certain forms of individuals to function as an information source, to moving yourselves up into a higher degree of energies, of consciousness, as it pertains to you becoming an informant of assisting others in their consciousness evolution. That is what we can share at this particular time relating to this matter and to the matter of 2017, the year of connection, where you will all come more closer together, where you will join in unification unlike anything that has been seen in recent generations upon this planet. Remember that your pursuance, your persistence, your passion of allowing yourselves to move into a world that you know you prefer is aligned here now. And that all it takes is your ability to have that passion, that compassion, that joy in being able to share your messages with others, in being able to live a life that you prefer, to overcome the systems that have been broadcast on this planet for a great deal of time, and that you are all now coming together, shutting down those systems. As again, it will still be approximately another 6 to 7 years before you feel the fruits of this energetic culmination come together, as you continue on to the earlier point of the span of change, 2016 to 2024. I am Adronis of Sirius. Thank you again for tuning in to our frequency, for vibrating together in resonance with us this moment in your time. We now return to the conduit. We will speak to you again, as now is forever, and all is one. Goodbye for now.